Hello, Blackhawks Nation. Welcome to the Blackhawks Daily, your favorite recap of the daily buzz around your Chicago Blackhawks. I'm your host, PJ. Thank you, as always, for sticking with the channel through this super dry off season. You know, we're just trying to scrape up the tidbits for us to talk about. Keep you guys focused on the prize. October 7th, puck drop, Sunrise, Florida. Let's go kick off this centennial season for the Hawks. I think it's going to be a great one. I think we're finally making our way towards, some progress, which is awesome. So let's talk about it, shall we? We have 4 topics of today, as we usually do. Top of the list, Mr. Kirill Kaprizov out in the Wild, Minnesota. He turned down a historic contract offer. And this one really got the hockey world buzzing. He just turned down a contract that would have made him the highest paid player in NHL history. And that should tell you everything you need to know about where things stand between him and the Minnesota Wild. And according to Frank Saravalli, the Wild put forward to him an 8-year, $128 million extension on the table. That's $16 million per year, more than Connor McDavid, more than Austin Matthews. But Kaprizov said, no thanks. And now the tension in Minnesota is real. On the ice, Kaprizov's worth that kind of money when healthy. He scored 152 points in his last 116 games and is as dynamic as any winger in the league. But here's the problem. He's only played 70 or more games in 2 of his 5 NHL seasons. That makes him an elite, but not exactly durable asset. So if he's turning down this much money, what does that say? It might not be about the money at all. It might be about wanting out. Whether it's a lack of confidence in the front office, frustration with the roster, or maybe just wanting a fresh start, this feels potentially like the start of something bigger. So what's next? Could the Wild trade him? Let him walk in free agency? Try to negotiate again? All options are on the table. But make no mistake, this could be a franchise-altering decision if Kaprizov decides to move on. We will keep our eyes on this one because it is far from over. And what do you guys think? Is he crazy turning down that much money? Where do you think he'll go? The Hawks? I don't know. I mean, we have some of the most cap space in the league. Could be interesting for sure. Oh, things to dream about. Let me know in the comments, and we'll definitely talk about it. Moving on from there, folks. Now let's talk about Connor Bedard, because his contract hasn't been signed. So you got to be thinking, if Kaprizov turned down that much money, and I have a kick-butt year this year, could get very expensive. But let's squash this one right now. There is absolutely zero reason to worry about Connor Bedard's contract situation. Yes, his entry-level deal ends after this season, the 25-26 season. And yes, Frank Nazar got his extension first, as we all know. But let's be real, Bedard isn't going anywhere. Both sides know it. At the NHL Player Media Tour this week, Bedard was asked about the status of his extension talks. And once again, he played it cool. He said, quote, "We're both comfortable with where we're at. They know I want to be there, and I know they want me. So it's really not on my mind that much." That's about as low drama as it gets. No pressure, no deadline, just mutual interest and confidence that a deal will get done when the time is right. Now, does Nazar's 7-year, $42.6 million deal give Bedard a little leverage? Sure, sets the tone. But Bedard is on a different level. He's totally on a different level. He's the face of the franchise, a guy that you build everything around. He's getting paid for sure. And whether that happens before training camp or next July, doesn't matter. Bedard is going to be getting his money. So for those of you refreshing Twitter, waiting for the news, take a breath. This one will happen, just a matter of when. So what do you guys think? Is he going to be getting Kaprizov money? I don't know. Kaprizov, his deal after his entry-level deal was a fantastic one, paid back huge dividends for Minnesota, and that could be why maybe he's a little salty about it. Maybe he's like, hey, you got me kind of on the cheap. I don't care how much you're paying me now. I ain't taking it. Who knows? I'm not in his mind. If someone is, please let me know. But anyway, let me know your thoughts anyway. We'll definitely talk about it. Moving on from there, we've talked about some players being on the hot seat. We got another one that's on the hot seat, and that is Mr. Colton Dach. He needs to prove that he belongs, or the Hawks very well could be moving on. So let's call it like it is. This season is a make or break season for this young man. He's got the size, he's got the raw skill, but none of that matters if he can't stay on the ice. And heading into training camp, Dach has to prove that he belongs in this lineup, or he risks getting passed over for good. He's played just 25 games last season before another injury unfortunately shut him down. And while he brought some much needed physicality, 86 hits in those 25 games, his offensive impact was minimal, right? Just 7 points. Now, with young forwards like AJ Spellicy, Sasha Boisvert, Marek Vanacker coming fast, this window is really starting to close. New head coach Jeff Blashill runs a 2-1-2 system that relies on board battles, speed, and pressure. Dach has the frame to win the battles, create chaos in front of the net, become a forechecking menace, but his speed, well, that's where things get a little shaky. His skating has been rated below average, and if that doesn't improve, it'll be tough for him to thrive in this system. The opportunity's there. He could slot into a third or fourth line role, rack up dirty goals in front of the net. He could give the Hawks some edge and energy down low. But if he can't stay healthy or can't keep up, it's next man up. There are too many young guys coming for the Blackhawks to wait around. This is it for Dach this year. I mean, he's got the calendar marked. It's time for him to show that he belongs or risk being left behind. And that's, we've been talking about this. The funnel for the Hawks is full of young, really, really good, talented kids and young men, right? And so Dach's there. He's got the cards in his hand. He's got the dice. He's just got to roll them, and he's got to prove that he can stay with the team. So, what do you guys think? Do you think he's going to eke it out? Do you think that he's going to be a long-term Hawk, or is he just trying to pump up his resume for or if he gets traded? So, let me know what your thoughts are. That'd be something fun to talk about. And finally, we got a couple of hot takes. Tom Filipiak, 3511, definite repeat offender. He says Bears, Blackhawks, Bulls, Cubs, White Sox, champions in their own minds. Would you think that after the Blackhawks won those 3 cups in 6 years and had to rebuild, you would think the other sport teams in our city would come to the forefront. We are the city of big losers, not big shoulders. Oh, come on now. Face it, 108 years for the Cubs to win a World Series. That said, both of our baseball teams have won a combination of 6 World Series in 115 years. Ooh, geez. If it was not for Michael Jordan, the Bulls would be the Blues. And I don't mean St. Louis. No depression intended. Just the facts, man. Do hit the sauce early and often because you're going to need it. I know. You know what, though? I still hold hope this year is going to be a fantastic year. I know we talked about the Bears a little bit, how depressing that was Monday night. But we're all on hockey. We got it. I think the Hawks aren't going to win the Stanley Cup this year. But I think they can surprise a lot of people. I really do. And I think that we're going to do better than a lot of people think. So, I don't know. I'm just excited. I can just feel it. I'm excited. Thank you, though, Tom. I really appreciate your candor and your input as always. And then we got Rendezvous 5784, another repeat offender. Not a fan of the NFL. He says, if you can please stay focused on the Blackhawks in the NHL, go Hawks. All right, I will. I'll try not to have too much diatribe about the other sports teams. You're right, sir. This is Blackhawks Daily. We're going to keep it focused on the Hawks because they deserve it, and that's what we want. So that's a wrap for today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for liking these videos and subscribing and sharing about the channel. It really does help because collectively, We're not the city of big losers, Tom. We're the city of big shoulders. You know that. It's the best city on this beautiful planet of ours. I can't wait for the season to start. I'm looking forward to cheering on this original 6 team with you guys and just riding at least better than we have the last few years. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to being through this season with you guys. So thank you very much for everything. That does it for today. I am PJ, and I will see you next time on the Blackhawks Daily.